$300 a day, 3 accounts, assuming you have one losing day every single week, and it's got to be close to equal to the same. That means, again, the one loss is outweighs, the one of the winning days, so that's pretty much like 3 winning days a week. That is not bad, and it's only $300, okay? Not bad at all. But here's the kicker. I have this as blue because this is kind of where I end up sitting, is I average about one losing day a week when I average it out, and it's never, I'll have 2 great weeks in the month, and then I'll have 2 weeks in the month where if I took a loss one day, it's usually the next day I take another loss. So I average about 4 or 5 losing days a month. So anyways, this is where I'm at, the blue category. But I think what's most impressive is you go one lower and you say, hey, look, what if you won 3 and lost 2 days a week, which is kind of a lot, right? Now, granted, the hardest part is not to go on tilt and give it all back. But if you don't go on tilt and don't give it all back all crazy willy-nilly, this is pretty much equivalent to having 1 winning day a week, just the one. And because the 2 losses outweigh undo the 2 winning ones. That's still not bad. That's still net profitable. Net profitable is that's not a bad way to be ever. So this kind of helps me put things in perspective, and I need to refer back to that quite often. So I want to be okay. It's not easy to feel okay. I just took 2 losses. Stupid losses too. One of them I could have profited. This one really popped into profit, I think, not even a whole point. So we have periods like that. It's part of trading.
There's something else I've thought about that it won't work either. Well, on 15 it won't anyway. I thought about, instead of entering, like we talked about in our mentorship, entering as soon as it crosses either the green or the orange line. I've watched it many times and I've thought about, well, maybe I should wait for the candle to close and then enter on the next one. But the issue with that on 15, I don't know about the other ones, is a lot of times most of your move is already gone by then.
Have you considered, and I've mentioned this to you before, but have you considered, okay, fine, you're trading the 15-minute range, but you can set this box up to be a 15-minute range and then be on the smaller time frame.
Oh, I forgot all about that. I was looking for that, but I didn't know what it was called.
That might not be a bad idea, because then you're waiting for the candle to close, so you're not taking as many of the fake outs, right?
Can you bring up that menu again?
Absolutely. Here you go. So time frame, instead of having this chart, just go here and put it at 15, so I can show you what that looks like. 15-minute time frame. Well, obviously it's going to look the same here, but now if I go to the 5-minute,
that's what I was looking for, because I know a lot of people will watch the 2 or 5, but they count the number of candles till it hits 15 and then they start looking.
So this is the 15-minute range viewed on the 2-minute time frame. We just got another shop day, guys, and we can't solve for this.
Choppy.
And here's the truth, even with JGS, okay, I don't care if you're trading with the 4-hour one, I don't care which version. Even JGS would chop you up if you tried to enter now, like at market open. Had you entered, so I took a trade at 7 a.m. I got to sell, trusting the process, and I didn't babysit it. It had a 10-point, like my trailing stop. So I took this trade, kind of JGS, 2-minute style. I mean, I got out probably around here versus catching the whole move because of my trailing stop. But that's fine. If I took it here, which is what, 8:30 as a buy, you would have got chopped up a little bit, but you would have been fine. At 9:30, and I know this is unpopular because everyone on YouTube streams at this time and it's market open and it's sexy and it's amazing and all the volume's here. But this is the moment you're most likely to get chopped up. Take everything from, like, not every day, because some days 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. kind of sucks, we'll be honest. But most days, 6 a.m., okay? Hold on.
I've got some of my better trades at 7.
Yeah. Some of my best trades are, I'm not up at 4 a.m. Like, this is, unless I'm in Europe or something, this is never here for this time. But 6 a.m., this is 5:45, so that's kind of a retest, a flag, a JGS. This is your retest, okay? Was taught and preached for 7 years-ish, okay? So that's one trade, and around that 6 a.m., this is one trade at 7 a.m. This is 8 a.m. Every one of those are smooth. And I'm not saying they're going to be huge monsters, but yeah, it is what it is. There's nothing I can do. And me going back in, like, I'm very tempted. I might look for one more, but this range is very large. NQ is stuck at yesterday's closing price. I don't personally feel like this low took enough liquidity. Now, if this had like swung down hard, I would feel a lot more confident about taking this up, right? Because we've taken that liquidity. If this had swung down harder and like taken some liquidity, taken out lows, I again would feel much more confident about buying this up now, but